Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
From the Functional Veteran Center of LARPing Excellence, this is Sergeant's Time. Okay, seriously, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. This is 10 August 2023 in the year of our dumpster fire. And last year was the year of St. Javelin, so this is the year of the dumpster fire. Spanky's getting close, man. Broadcasting deep within the basement of the Pentagon. Or maybe somewhere in the Alamo, somewhere in Area 51, somewhere probably deep within the mountain complex, somewhere in the Sierra Nevadas. Had some, I was about ready to hit the stream button, and the next thing you know, it went, you have to update. You want to update your graphics while you're about ready to broadcast? I'm thinking, you know what? I think I'll just go ahead and update the broadcast, update the graphics card so I could broadcast. And there you go. We're Spanky's rocking and rolling. Man, I'm telling you what, she's getting so close. I can't wait. The Spankster is going to be coming, and she'll be enjoying. I can't wait to have my gunner, my teammate, hanging out with me in the turret or inside the Sergeant's Time broadcasting booth. I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun when she gets back on here to give her Spanky perspective on sergeanting things and all that. So I know you saw on the postings there. Hey, what's up, King? How you doing, man? I see you in there. Look at you with your kick channel. Look at that with your kick channel. Look at you. I see you. We're broadcasting all green, by the way, on Kick. If you want to go ahead and check out kick.com and then go to just search Sergeant's Time or the Monday edition or Friday Night Freedom or CQ, Pop Culture Warrior, and of course, Windows kills every broadcast. And it does, man. Windows does that. What's up, King? Look at you. Like I see you. So King, the actual King Smith and the coach had some tech issues last week for Sunday on the sports bar, and he was knocking out some stuff, doing some test work. So if you saw some pushing buttons and notifications, if you're a subscriber on Kick, that you would have seen that's what he was doing. He was doing some testing. We usually use Kick. One of the off-brand, not the mainstream platforms. We don't use Facebook. We don't use whatever. But sometimes we'll use Kick to test our wares, to test where we're at, to test our buttons and push the envelope. So that way, when we're on live on 5 different panels, we're good to go. Okay, so Coach is on this page, and Ashel King Smith, my man. This is so awesome. So, anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so you guys noticed that there was a post on the we had posted, or what you have seen posted is that there was a chow issue at Fort Cav, and supposedly it was fixed. And now this is just hot off the press, like supposedly like right now. This is it, right? Now Steve Bannon, he literally just did the update like within just a few minutes ago. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, wrestling. Yeah, man. Wrestling. Yeah, I see that, man. You ain't lying, Pip. Rest in peace, Dale Gribble, who played Rusty Shackelford on King of the Hill. So he was, wait a minute, with all the freaking conspiracy theory stuff going on. Yeah, you know what? I'm just saying. You just get back into the video. It's been years. Yeah, I mean, everything's changed. We're going to Facebook Live. We're no longer, website based. Podcasts are slow. I think podcasts are dying a little bit. I mean, you could download audio files or whatever. Yes, that's it, Spencer. Former PSYOP. I'm a retired. Since my name has been blasted everywhere on one platform. I'm a retired Army sergeant major that served in the PSYOP regiment. But before that, I was in aviation as well. So I got little wingy thingies. I got chicken wings. I got airborne wings, and so there you go. So let's talk about this. And Spanky brought this up before I think her last appearance. She did talk about this. That every time something comes up within the dining facility situation at Fort Cavazos, formerly known as Fort Hood, this is not the Monday edition, Pooks. This is not the Monday edition. We're working on military news, social issues, and stuff like that, and whatever shit posters or accusations that maybe have levied against me that are fucking hilarious. Then yeah. So at any rate, she talked about, Spanky brought up the situation with soldiers having different defects that are open during specific times of the week, during the month. And, hey, Joe Bacino, what's going on? Hey, as a matter of fact, shit. Hang on. Oh, no, Joe Bacino, brother. Joe Bacino always, hey, you guys know my good friend Joe Bacino. Hey, Joe Bacino, brother, I got the link that I gave you. It's open. So if you want to link up and you want to just jump on, you don't have to. If you want to hear your voice, that's fine. Or if you want whatever, then you can go ahead and just drop the link and it's up. Just activate and there you. Oh, you're drunk and hiding. Okay. All right. Okay. No drunk broadcasting. Let me shut the link. Let me shut the link. At any rate, Spanky did bring up that there was food insecurity within the ranks, and she brought up a good point when it came to the how do I say? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Mike. Late tonight. I was just telling the audience that I had an update that was going to push right before I hit play, and I would rather just go ahead and just get that update done right quick. You want to listen? You want to jump in? Joe? You want to talk? You want to jump in and talk and shoot the shit and listen to because your article is what we're going to be talking about today, by the way. So if you want to just jump in, that link that I got you, man. That I got you before. It's your link. It is your personal link with your own stuff on there. So if you want to hit that up, I got the control room open. You guys want to talk right now? I'm talking about right now, Joe. I'm talking about right now. Joe's asking, always want to talk what time. What I'm saying though, Joe, is normally we have individuals that just jump in to provide that stuff. And I figure since you're DD214, sort of pseudo, kind of, whatever, you could just jump in there. Let me just go ahead and just continue with the story. And then when Joe, just look through that email that I sent you, Joe. Everyone has their own specific guest link and then they can just access and all that. I'm not going to give you all the deets over the line, but just jump on that. I already got the control room open, bro. So all you got to do is just pop right in. Everyone's telling you no balls, man. He's retired, so he prefers Joe Bacino. Me and Spanky were talking about food insecurity of the military. And what is it about the fact that soldiers, especially on large sprawling installations like Fort Cavazos, Fort Liberty, soldiers getting a ride, soldiers having to walk, soldiers having to go places, or defects that are shut down due to lack of staff. Manning of those dining facilities are not facilitating the soldiers' schedule when they're off. Yeah, exactly. Fort Ridgeway, exactly. So this is from Steve Bannon, and he wrote this in military.com, and he was just I'm just doing some highlighting here. One of the Army's largest bases have been barely able to keep its food services up and running for months, according to soldiers stationed there in dining facilities reviewed by military.com. Now, mind you, again, this article is being updated. I'm just telling you the scenario before action was taken. The situation at Fort Cavazos, previously known as Fort Hood. I got to keep beating that dead horse because it's now Fort Cavazos. I mean, yeah, all that money to change names of signs and stuff, but not the defects. Anyways, has left some Joes, junior enlisted soldiers with a few options for meals, and top officials on base have struggled to juggle logistics. And there's a saying that I tweeted out. I said, what is it? What is that saying? Is that amateurs talk about tactics and strategy, and professionals talk about logistics. Well, I don't think there was a talk about here. Most of those cooks are on deployments, missions, or serving field training on other events. And the base had two of its 10 major DFACs open every day for much of the summer, and 3 others were only open during limited times. The closures forced soldiers to drive long distance, sometimes an hour round trip for their meals. Some soldiers didn't even, because they couldn't get a ride from their schedules or whatever, if they don't have POVs, personally owned vehicles. They couldn't walk. They just sat there. They just got fucking hungry. And so the service was limited. Every time we tried to do this contracting thing, it blows me away. All this money, all this lesson learned that we had from the big GWAT, or the global war on terrorism, and we're not able to consolidate all the money and funds that were being used for that now could unfuck the barracks or unfuck the DFAC situation. Personally, I think you should just build a fucking McDonald's or build a fucking Applebee's around there. Build some little restaurants, some chain stores. I'm pretty sure a partnership between the commissary and the exchange, formerly known as Avies. I'm pretty sure you can, snag a good deal, some sort of contract competition for them to set up some facilities. And if you're a soldier on BA, if you got a meal card, then you get discounted chow. Or this might be controversial. How about giving all soldiers separate rations or BAS, basic allowance for subsistence? So why don't we just do that? Why don't we just have that, so that way we have no issues with soldiers who need to go get chow, or the DFACs are not fucked up or whatever. I never understood that, is everyone's always warrior restaurants. We're renovating all of these DFACs. I don't get how we unfuck that. When I was there at Fort Cavazos, when it was back at Cav, you know how Josiah likes to make break balls about me saying back at Bragg. Back at Cav, back at Fort Cavazos, when I was stationed there, it just seemed like there was a DFAC anywhere you went. If there was a major unit cantonment area or facility, like say a brigade level facility, then there was always a DFAC within that brigade element. So if you missed meal or whatever, you couldn't get DFAC where you were at work. If you were doing a troop school or you were on post handling an appointment, you could at least grab chow at a specific brigade level DFAC, and that was it. What really makes, there you go, Pip, man, you must be reading my notes. What really trips me out is that, just like our housing situation, is that soldiers are paid. And let me say this again. Our soldiers are paid separate rats, but then that money is taken out, supposedly for the DFACs, just like our housing, just like our soldiers' housing. Just think about this. Me and Spanky did the beer math for a staff sergeant on post. How many staff sergeants were on Fort Cav, and how many of those staff sergeants you take BAS and BAH out, and you do the math, okay? All those soldiers, to include soldiers in the barracks, are getting paid BAH. They're getting paid a housing allowance, but that money is getting taken out for contracted housing. The shopette has more customers than DFAC. Well, that's because the shopette, again, I don't know if it's some sort of I don't know. I don't want to get into any conspiracy theories, because people think that I'm part of the big gooning on or whatever, fucking boogalong on or whatever. They think when I suggest something, it's automatic because of what I used to do. The free market worked exactly that. So for months, this one NCO said to Steve Bannon that one dining facility was open and more than a 30-minute drive for his troops. Of course, speaking to Steve Bannon, military.com, under the condition of anonymity, all the soldiers were going to that one, and it's unmanageable during that workday. Specifically, if you have soldiers going out and then coming back, they only have so much to wolf down. You get to the DFAC, there's a long-ass fucking line. Yeah, exactly that, Pip. I know exactly what you're talking about, managing billets and stuff like that when I was a first sergeant, and having to deal with the housing stuff, and then visiting at Fort Liberty or Fort Bragg, I guess you'd say, was pretty, that whole privatized housing market is dicked up as it is. So yeah, exactly that. He used to use, there was, as a matter of fact, you're right. On Bragg at the time, it was called it Bragg because those defects aren't there anymore. There was the SF defact, there was the 82nd defact, there was the PSYOP defact, there was the engineers defact, there was the aviation brigade defact, there was Pope. There was Pope. It wasn't a defact. It was a freaking. It was. I don't know. It was a cafeteria. I mean, fucking Pope Air Force Base back at the time before it became Pope Airfield was legit. So in the installation back in the day, you had, like I said about Fort Cav, you had different choices to go eat, and it wasn't taken out of your pay. And if you had separate rats, then you paid. It was like a free card. No money was taken out. No money was paid to you and then taken out. Yeah, Smoke Bomb Hill. Yeah, exactly. So the defacts were fucking legit. Legit. What's up, Musa? Did the SF defact add gunpowder to the food for that warrior flavor? Mwah, for that warrior. What was that? What was that? The Salt Bay guy who's. Well, so you're slapping that, and he goes like that. No, it did not have gunpowder. It was more like C4. But usually, when you had an opportunity to go eat, and you went to go eat, you could just go there. I'm really showing my age by contrary to popular belief, I am old. I've been around. I don't know. I just hold it pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I wear it well. Divorces, jump status, whiskey, cigarettes, watching people freak out online for what you say or what you type. That just feeds its energy. It's like grabbing some Gelfings. You guys know what a Gelfing is, right? From Dark Crystal, and driving their essence, their life force. It's all, tears of incompetence. I love it. That's what keeps me young. So I'm right. Yeah, Pope Air Force Base. Pope Air Force Base had a pretty good defact right there in the corner, right? And it's now I think it's now there. There's one spot where it's now well, I think it still is a defact. I think it still is. At any rate, so a soldier now gets paid BAH, gets paid separate RATS, or again, BAS, and then that money is then taken out. So where does that money go? Where's that money go? In some situations, and of course this is in the Steve, of course I am still citing Steve Bannon, who's been on the show before. The base posted conflicting schedules or confusing guidance of what meals were available and provided at the DFAC. One facility had a sign on the door that said it was closed for dinner, but it didn't note what specific days it was closed for dinner. One other meal was said that basically it was closed because no meals were available. Base officials did not post updated schedules on social media, although two of the base dining facilities, Iron Horse and Patriot, were reopened this past week. So to alleviate the traffic jams and all this stuff. I don't understand how we're fucking this defect situations up. Something that is so simple. This is NCO level stuff anyways, that officers, because they're garrison commands, or it's a different pot of money. Me and a friend of mine were talking about that different pot of money. It's kind of funny when the different pot of money is used. You got plenty of money to go to freaking NTC or JRTC, or rotate to fucking Poland and take all your soldiers, to include the ones that are non-deployable. You got that money, right? Different pot of money. Okay. They should just take that money. I guarantee it. You should unleash some special forces engineer sergeants and some 12 Bravos, some combat engineers, to go in and unfuck the barracks. Just start designing. Just redesign the barracks. Let them do that. And then have some individuals that on rotation who could cook, or rotate on contract, different chefs and stuff like that within the dining facility. It's open all the time, and pay them good. All that money, just think about all that money that we spent for contractors, those 6-figure salaries that they go to, even to Europe. Brown and Root, Halliburton, the military industrial complex, Raytheon, Lockheed, all those individuals that have contracted cooks out there, they pay them 6 figures to go do this shit. But for some reason, our defects are jacked up. Might be held back $1 billion to Ukraine to get legit. Oh my God. Yeah, don't get me started on the don't get me started on the money to Ukraine. I support the fight against Ivan. Fuck Russia. Fuck Putin. All for it. I support that. But I just can't believe we can't multitask when it comes to the troops, when it comes to this situation. I really can't. Specifically when they have money that is allocated for that, but we don't know what it is. But then when it comes to DFAC money, we don't know anything. We don't. That's a different pot of money. That's a different pot of money. It shut up. It's a different pot of money. Triple canopy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. It's like. So again, supposedly now it's been fixed. Supposedly now the DFAC situation's been fixed. If you go to the Fort Cav or Fort Cavasso's .mil splash page and you look at DFACs, the schedules are all up. They're ready to go. Supposedly. But it still didn't fix the situation about the soldiers. The biggest thing that I hated when I was coming up in the Army, especially with Big Sarge, is just file miss meal. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm hungry. File miss meal. Yeah, we know the DFAC closed. And of course, people try to bring politics into this. It really isn't. Everyone's like, well, it's because Biden. This Biden's America or Trump's America or Obama's America. No. We could go back a little bit, a few years, a few presidents before anybody starts blaming anybody for, or a specific administration. It's always the garrison internal stuff anyways. Unless they're talking about Tuberville and that dumbass. Yeah, go to supply, exactly that. Go to supply and get an MRE. So I always tripped out when people said, file a missed meal. Bitch, the soldiers are still hungry. Just file a missed meal, you get paid. That's why you send Scout to get plates for the platoon before they close. See, that's what I'm saying. And thanks, David. There you go right there. And also the installation they need to have a better transportation system. I remember when I first got to Hood Cav, when I first got to Fort Cavassos, I didn't have a car yet. So, and then of course, I got a car later, but I didn't have a POV for the first few months that I was there. And you could go from one side of post to the other side of post to the PX and back to your barracks within a specific schedule at Fort Hood. It was pretty cool. I don't know what happened to that. What happened to that money? Where's that money? Use critical thinking skills. Yeah. We're talking about the ex-wife had a car. No. Oh, wait. You're talking about my ex-wife or just saying your ex-wife? Mike? Which one? I mean, you kind of know me anyway, so which wife we talking about? A train on Hood would be good. Yeah, like public transit. I mean, it's big enough. The installation is, 348 square miles. It is, it is home to several, almost 100,000 soldiers there. It's like 48, 80,000 soldiers, something like that. Yeah, exactly. They didn't back in the day. Didn't bases have buses that? Yes, they did. As a matter of fact, and the DFACs were always one of those stops. That's where some of the public transportation was, or the base transportation was, with the minibus and the shuttles. That's where they would go, and they would stop DFACs, hospital, soldier support center, or the Soldiers Dome, or whatever. A cattle car. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what kind of train? Hide the CSM's wife. Or a gator. Yeah, exactly that. I will not say that I did not use or did use a razor, a Polaris razor to go check post police when we had post police and stuff like that. When I was the first sergeant, I did use that. Yeah, or the front, exactly that, the front gate too, because the bus went, you're right, come to think of it, it went front gate, Soldier Support Center, 3 Corps Headquarters, Soldiers Dome, Blackjack DFAC, it was Blackjack at the time or something like that, a DFAC, and then, and then the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, the NCOA had a stop. But there was multiple vehicles, and then for like others, fob rudders, you're not confirm or deny that you use the Gator. But we had pretty decent shuttle service. So now it's fixed, supposedly. If you go on to the Fort Cav, and this is an update, of course, just like literally while I was watching the update, it's been changed. If you look to the fortcav.army.mil, or is it .mil? I can't remember. Let's look. Fuck shit. You guys know we do a screen cap. So let's go. Let's see www. Fort Cav. Let's look. Also known as Fort Cavazos. Let's look at the Fort Cavazos thing. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Fort Cav. All right, there we go. So there's Fort Cav. There we go. There's Fort Cav. Look at that. Look. Oh, what is that? Oh, do I see DFAC? Oh, snap. There's DFAC right there. Dining facilities. Let's click on the DFAC. There's the dining facilities. There you go. There is the updated schedule that you see. There you go. Look at all that. Iron Horse, Patriot, North Cavazos. Closed due to Yukon support. So at least like Steve Bannon said on military.com, they did update their stuff. So if you guys look at that, you can see the schedule there and just go to the U.S. Army Fort Cavazos. So, I mean, again, this is just hot off the press. So shout out to Steve Bannon for adding the update, and shout out. But again, going back to say, like you said, so I saw somebody say it shouldn't have to be this way. It took the media and it took Mill Media to report about it. And they always subject to change, of course. Of course. Always subject, yeah, always. Yeah, exactly. Always subject to change. Please, Joe, the show, shots. That's usually the case. So yeah, exactly that. And sometimes I think also our leaders don't let our soldiers go eat. Or they think that, for them, for some reason, it's like they have some poor time management. Like they can't really schedule a specific time or date to do something, and then whatever. But again, I think the Yukon better have some dope ass food. No, that's what I'm saying. It's Yukon support, so that means I guess they probably have some Ukrainians or some support, some like joint exercise or something like that. I don't know if the Brits are there or not. I don't know or not. I can't remember who. But anyways, I think that's just the DFAC. They're using that. It's closed because that DFAC is being used for international and ally support. So, yeah. So again, shout out to Steve Bannon for doing that. Appreciate the leadership for updating the pages. But what's the fix? BAS for all? What, abortion bread? You think it's the Ukrainians that are there? I don't know. We don't have Mill Media embedded with a lot of our units that are out in Ukraine. So I can't say that. So when those leaders know how to fill up the white space with a big BS train, they can't keep chow. Oh, there's some Germans and Brits there. Okay, got it. All right, there we go. Somebody from Fort Hood said or Fort Cavazos said that there is Germans and Brits on station there. Okay, there you go. That's it. So on to the next. It's Sergeant's Time, man. So it's nothing really big or not a big event going on. So I know this is going to be veteran related, something that would be more likely onto the it's aliens. Please, I wish it was. Make it stop. There's no yeah, the meteor couldn't hit us. Comets, meteors, zombies. Every time something like that is supposed to be attempted, people just fuck it up. At any rate, another breaking news in the veteran front. Now, this is not mill news, but this you could say, yeah, but just keep an eye on this. The PACT Act backdated the deadline according to the VA. So if you go to the website and then you now have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, August 14th. Monday, August 14th is now your extension to file the PACT Act. So these are the burn pit stuff. So that way you can add to and then supplement. You can file a disability claim online, or you can learn how to submit your intent to file. So let me click on the SIP. There you go. So there you go. Your intent to file. There it is. I would say go ahead and start hitting it now. Now that they extended it, keep trying it. I know everyone's different types of logins. I like to use My Healthy Vet. That's just me because really the VA stuff, whatever, as long as all my stuff. Do civilian contracts? Ooh, I don't know. Does the system work now? I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it yet, Pookie. Remember me and you were supposed to be doing a side-by-side, so just let me know when you want to do it. Let's do it this weekend. And I had some shit going on, so tell us specifically, gives you some frequently asked questions. What is an intent to file? Should I submit an intent to file for a PACT Act claim? Yes, the best way to do it. Yes. Just as long as you hit your intent to file. You can always call them too, and there's the number right there. 1-800-827-1000. And that way you can, and don't mail it. Just with shit the way that's going online. Didn't Pookie say that? I think Pookie said that too. So when it comes to taking your money, they're pretty fucking good at updating systems and updating your, updating databases to take your money. But when it comes to fucking, anything else, then forget it. There we go. Let me go back there. So again, the PACT Act backdated benefits deadline has been extended 14 August. You now have until 11:59 p.m. on Monday, 14 August, to file your PACT Act claim or submit an intent to file to be eligible for benefits. Now, these are burn pit locations. Specifically, I think a lot of them anyways, there's a drop-down box, because I know when I applied for the burn pit registry, there was a drop-down. Were you here at this time? Yes. Were you here at this time? Yes. Were you here at this time? Name your camp where this is, and they have all this drop-down stuff where you could file. So I don't know if they migrated, and that's a good question. Somebody just said that too. Did they migrate the burn pit registry into the PACT Act? I don't know. There was a big hubbub for that, right? There was a big deal to get the burn pit registration roster or the registry done, so that way you could get, I don't know. That's a good question. See if they had anything in here. If there's anything about that. Let's look. Let's look it up. And there you go. Airborne hazards and an open pit registry. There you go. Let's click on that. Let's see what happens. I appreciate you guys asking the questions, because we could just do a side-by-side and walk through right now just to make sure. No, if you're trying to file a PACT Act, visit the Act located, blah, blah, blah. Airborne hazard privilege is not required. Oh, there you go. The airborne hazards and open pit registry is not required to file compensation plans. I acknowledge. And let's go ahead and just do this. Let's just acknowledge. Acknowledge. Yeah, I'm sorry, Recruiter Times. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. That's right, you Recruiter Times. Exactly that. There we go. So it asks the question. You know what? What I would do is, and this gives me an idea. I think I'll do that too. I'll use my burn pit registry information to see about filing for the PACT Act stuff. And there you go. Yeah, because I did the health questionnaire. We encourage you, even if you don't think you're exposed to specific airborne hazards, file it. You are not experiencing any symptoms, file it. You may not have filed a VA claim, file it. You're active duty still and have returned to, file it. What does the registry involve? If you're looking at it right now, it's got the questionnaire that can take up to an hour to complete, and depending on the number of deployments. I think mine took like 2.5 hours to do, because I did things. And so, and you can save your progress and all this other stuff. So let's see what happens if you access. Yeah, I don't want to put my personal information there, but there you go. That's what will help you out. As a matter of fact, let me put the whole page on here. And then let me, bye-bye, see ya. Let me disappear. And there you go. There you see it right there. Let's see, we got how to get started, health questionnaire, health evaluation, perform blah, blah, blah. It's an optional evaluation. Of course, if you file your claim of proof. Some people don't like it. Hearsay does not work. There are some buddy statements that you can get done too. But again, if you have had your burn pit registry done, then you should be able to fill that out. At least I would fill that out, so that way you had some peace of mind that's complete. Because what you don't want to do is you just blow it off, and then that's it. The next thing you know, you're caught short on that. So let me see what else. Let's keep playing here. There we go. Okay, so file discipline and claim online, and then file for disability compensation with VA form 21526 easy, and then sign in. Yeah, so it's already said, this has already got the starting parcels right here. So just make sure, again, this is great news, because I think it was today I think, was it yesterday or today? I think it was yesterday. It was due, and now they extended it like real quick because I guess the issues that they had with the filing. So I can go, it could go as well as Ipse. Yeah, exactly that. Oh, you guys dropping the Ipse shit. I don't know, Pip. I don't know. So let me see. I'm gonna scroll down. So yeah, prepare. It even says it's even got the 1-by-1 on how to do it. You'll have a chance to provide evidence. The president dropped the word today. What was the word, David? What was that? What was the word, man? I was there. I have witnesses. Yeah. Okay. So what word did the hang on. Wait, what word did he say? What was that? What was the word? I'm curious now. What word are you talking about? I'll wait for you to answer. I know there's a little bit of delay. Oh, to have your okay, yeah. So okay, gotcha. To have so he slipped. Have it in today. Did he say? Did he think he had the wrong day done or something like that? The burn pit stuff, yeah. So, anyways, there you go. Hang on. Oh, let me. There we go. My face is still in there. So there's all the information that you need. That's all that stuff like that. I'm not going to sign in, obviously, because there's some personal stuff and all that. And so I think we're looking pretty good. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, he said by Friday. Oh, okay. Wow, my bad. Shit. All right. Well, there it goes. So learn how to submit. There's an intent to file. We looked at the other one, right? Yeah. So the intent to file sets a potential start date. So that means you're enrolled. So that way you can get all your stuff together. You can notify some intent to file by disability compensation, pension benefits, dependency, and indemnity compensation. I'm still looking through this stuff. I know this is boring for you guys that are active duty, but guarantee it, you're going to want to look at this. This is important information. How long do I have to file my intent to claim? After you notify intent, you have 1 year. There it is right there. Somebody asked that question. How long do you have once you do intent to file? There you go. How long do I have to file my claim after I notify the VA of my intent? You will have 12 months from the date of filing. That's it. There we go. So there it is. That's pretty easy. So that's pretty cool. Yep. So there we go. So extended, updated until the 14th. The 14th, which is a Monday, August. So get them shits in, man. Can active duty short timers still sign up for less? I think when I opened it up, didn't it say? Let me look at the thing. I think it says you're active duty. You can enroll through the VA. Hang on. Look. Yeah, by clicking on the button, yeah, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look. Want me to roll back again? Just make sure, Pip. I don't want you to get caught short, man. So let's do this again here. All right. How will it affect my BA benefits and care? Adds 20 more conditions. This is thrilling. Sorry, Joe Pacino. This is veteran stuff, man. You got to be paying attention to this shit, too. You just came back from hostile areas that had burning shit. I'm looking at it, man. I don't see it there, Pip. I don't. I could have sworn I said somebody being on active duty could do it. But I didn't see it. So. Yeah, exactly that. This is pretty valuable information. Oh, you're in the green room. Shit. Oh, shit. Damn it, I just closed the green room. Hang on. Let me open it back up. All right, damn. Let me show my face. Yes, let me show it. Yeah, let me move this. And let me move that. Did you want to be on camera, Joe, or no? No, I can open it back up. That's no problem. Did you want to be on camera or not? Oh, there you go. I see you. All right, I see you. There you go. I see you, man. Let me get you set up. All right. Man, are you like freaking talking through a wind tunnel or some shit? Or what's up? I can hear you, man. Hang on. Hello? You there, Joe? Can you hear me? Joe. Yeah, I can hear you, man. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Yeah, okay. All right, hang on. Let me drop you and you want everybody to see your lovely face, right? I can do it. Here we go. Oh, you don't care? All right, I'm just saying. All right, there we go. Because I was going to talk about the Fort. All right, guys. My friend Joe Pacino, right here on cam. There we go. What's up, my man?
I got the, I don't know what to do. Oh, you know what I got to do? Hold on, bro. Hold on.
What you doing? I can see you.
Hold on.
Can everybody hear you? Everybody can hear you.
Okay. No, I had the damn, the Facebook thing on, so I was hearing you.
Oh, you had feedback.
Seconds after you.
Yeah. You were getting the feedback.
Yeah. I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm good now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was gonna talk.
My new home.
I'm about to say, look at them digs, man. Joe Pacino's Joe Pacino's freaking cribs.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Hey, by the way, that link that you have, that's your link. So anytime you want to jump in, or you say, hey, I'm in the control room, or it depends on, obviously what show we're talking about. So I was gonna segue into the story.
All right, Phil, take it easy, Phil.
Exactly. Eddie's that shit. No salute. He's out.
You see, I've got a beard now.
Yeah. How about to say? Well, if that's what you call it, yeah, exactly. Please don't say that's a beard, but okay, if you say it's a beard, I'm just kidding.
This is the best I can do with it.
And he eat some more of that home cooked chow, bro, and I'm pretty sure it'll hum. So,
yeah.
Instead of just going over the article that I was going to discuss, you had written an article called "The Shame of Liberty: How the Lazy Safer Renaming of Fort Bragg Wasted an Opportunity." Now, this is gonna get all the fucking all the virtual signalers and all the people going nuts and all the thin-skinned individuals in our military upset because there's some narrative about how Fort Liberty was named. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about your article. I mean, it's pretty cool. I've never done an article read or review with the author of said article, so that's pretty cool. Go for it.
Well, I don't know, man. I think you should read through the va.gov website. I mean, really, that's like so enthralling.
Sorry, man. I had to.
Dude, you're gaining listeners here. By the second. I mean,
I don't care if
so
there's
many
one.
People want to hear Ken.
Joe, I don't care if there's 1 or 1,000 in the audience, as long as the message gets put out there. Okay, so real quick.
I did register. As soon as I retired, I registered on that burn pit registry. It is a serious thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did do it.
All right, good. Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about your article. People were kind of like, what's that mean? What's he trying to say? And you said, you specifically, it was an opportunity to not only remind the installation's current and future troops and families, but also the country of the social value of our Army. In selecting liberty, it was a wasted opportunity. Why? Go for it.
Okay, I'm obviously always, I talk for a living, Ken, so I'm always ready to. I wasn't like fully planning to explain this, but I'm happy to, and I'm ready to. I do think that it was important to rename the installation. I always had a problem with the name Bragg. And there's a document, I found this in 2016. This is not in the article or part of the article, but part of the reason that installation was named Bragg, a lot of people don't know this, and even a lot of leadership there doesn't know this, is that in the Reconstruction South, the Bragg family bought land there. Okay, and part of the reason that thing was named Fort Bragg was, as we were developing a force for World War I, that the Union was tenuous, and so there was a thinking that if the South broke from the Union, or at least if parts of the South broke from the Union, that former Confederate troops and their families could rally around the name of Bragg, of Braxton Bragg, and meet at that base. So it's just not appropriate. It doesn't represent the legacy of that installation. It doesn't represent the values of that installation. And so, what do you rename it? Well, Ridgeway really restructured that installation in 1951 when 18th Airborne Corps moved over there. The 18th Airborne Corps no longer had a mission after World War II. And so a fellow named Ridgely Gaither, who I mentioned in the article, and Matthew Ridgway and some others advocated for a paratrooper force for the idea of vertical envelopment in a war with the Soviets. Mm-hmm. And so, if you think about Ridgway, if you think about the idea of Ridgway, obviously he's the most famous paratrooper, even more so than Gavin. If you think about his career trajectory, the impact he had on national defense, there's many stories. There's the legacy of Ridgway. You can just unwind it, and we can be talking about this for 7 hours.
Right.
Among exactly. the legacy of Matthew Ridgway, it's not in the article, but I just want to mention this part because this is an important part of his story that a lot of people don't know. But 1954 at the Dien Bien Phu, the Truman was considering sending a force into Indochina, and Ridgway. So Truman was considering really accelerating, putting not only advisors but combat forces into what's now Vietnam, what became the Vietnam War under Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson. And Ridgway argued against that and said that if we send forces, if we send ground troops into Indochina, we're going to get bogged down in a war that we can't win. And so anyway, my point in the article is that you had an opportunity to name the installation after a person who we could aspire to. Now, any person, you're going to find problems, and you're going to find elements of that person's past that are inconsistent with our current values. Ridgway grew up in Virginia in the early 1900s. Okay, so you could find things that Ridgway said that are racist, that are inconsistent with our views on race today. Clearly, he outgrew that because he integrated the UN forces when he assumed responsibility for the Korean War. And I just feel like the name Liberty, it can apply to any base. It can apply to any installation in the country. It can apply to anything you're trying to name. And I just thought we should have done better for that installation in particular, the home of the airborne and the special operations. I think, I gave a couple of other considerations in there. There you go, Fort Ridgway. And I will say that the South will rise again mentality is what Phil Leach was talking about. But, I will say that I was a little surprised. It's military.com, and I don't follow military.com, all terribly closely, but I don't know how many people read it, honestly. But it hit on a Monday morning. It hit Monday, I think, as I recall, very early Monday morning. And by Wednesday, the response I got was overwhelming. It was candidly surprising. The article was very popular. The name Fort Liberty is very unpopular. And there was a lot of positive response around the article. And I think if people are listening to this, I'd encourage them to read it. I feel like I made a
Well, one of the biggest things that hit me that stuck out with me the most is that the triple nickels, Fort Porter. I didn't even think about that because they were the original commander of the all black triple nickel parachute infantry battalion, and that right there specifically because they were integrated into all white units on Bragg 1 year prior to Truman's desegregation order. I didn't even think about that. I mean that right there. Everybody that wears an airborne badge or airborne tab or graduates from jump school has that lineage attached to it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but I was surprised about that
And
because
so, yeah, and so that's a story. A lot of people don't know the story of the triple nickel, but there was an opportunity to tell that story across the country and bring national attention on it, and bring national attention on that legacy. And had you named the installation Fort Porter, then you have an opportunity to tell that story and bring back his descendants and bring back the descendants of the triple nickel to some sort of formal reopening ceremony. And I think look, we are, and you know this, Ken, that we are, the Army is a collection of stories. Everybody is a story. You have one, Phil Leach has one, I have one, and we carry those. And now I've been out of the Army for like literally 10 days. And that's what I have, man. I have a story, I have the story of my time in service and the people who I hope I impacted their lives and they've impacted mine. And so, we had an opportunity to continue telling those stories. It is a little bit of a shame. And the reason the reason leadership went with Fort Liberty is because they felt, well, if we go back and find something about Ridgway, if we go back and find something about Gavin, if we go back and find something about Porter, you could take issue with those people. Well, you could take issue with everybody in history, Ken. You could take issue with JFK. Well, we have airports, we have museums, we have libraries,
we have a
schools,
schoolhouse. We have a schoolhouse at the soft center of excellence. You know what I mean? Where all of our soft elements go train. There's a John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center in school. Somebody, David's got a good question now that you can kind of discuss it because you're out. If Donald Trump gets back into power, do you think that he would consider changing the installation names back to their original names? Do you think he'd be that petty?
Yeah, I mean, I think, ultimately, that's a responsibility of Congress. And so you'd have to have congressional interest in doing that. Ultimately, Congress can reorder the name changes, and the responsibility of the command is to recommend names. I always thought of that, Ken, I always thought of that these names can go back or they can be changed again. I don't know. I hope they get a second shot at Liberty, and I hope it doesn't go back to Bragg, because that's not appropriate. That's wrong. But if there's a second shot at Liberty, I hope they consider one of the great paratroopers, one of the great leaders, one of the great special operators who've gone through there.
Well, somebody, Bill just put a good question in there too. Is like, you can even nitpick Audie Murphy.
Yeah.
We have the Sergeant Artie Murphy Club for NCOs, which is a fraternal organization group for NCOs that are outstanding within ForceCom. And do you want to go ahead and change it now, because we found out that he was having struggles with substance abuse and PTSD and all that? Do we want to do we I mean, like you said, do you want to go back that deep? Do you want to go back that I mean, one of the things that part of your article that I thought was that was good too is that liberty is a lifeless, bloodless platitude. It shows, and I agree, because it doesn't show any sacrifice. Like Gavin, Ridgway, I know even some people were saying Fort Benavides because of Benavides is. It doesn't provide any. How do I say this? It doesn't provide any greatness. Like there's no every soldier now that's going to attend the Soldier of the Month board or a promotion board is going to say, tell us about the history of Fort Bragg. Oh, okay. Well, tell us about the history of now Fort Liberty. And they're not going to be able, there's nothing to attach some sort of honor in that, you know what I mean? It's just like, you're kind of like, dude, it's not, then it becomes a generic. It's like calling it Fort PT Belt. You know what I mean? It's something that's, and I'm serious. It's like something that you just Fort Fort Boonie Cap for GRTC or whatever, because at that point, then it's still because what's funny is that the big fight of changing the name from Fort Bragg to keep that name at Fort Bragg was the honor, tradition, the history, blah, 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 blah. And then you can't tie that to the new name. You could tie that if it was Fort Gavin, if it was Fort Ridgeway, if it was Fort Benavides. But you can't tie that. You can't tie a lineage to just Liberty. Now, that social norm thing, did you think because, like you said, that Liberty was brought up, do you honestly think that I'm hearing stories? I don't want to say yes or no, but I'm hearing stories. But there was supposedly a Gold Star parent, a Gold Star family member that said that was that. Is there any tied to that? I mean, because if that's the case, then we should name it after Gold Star mom, or name it after the soldier that died. You know what I mean? If that's the name you want to do it, if her son or family member was lost in combat and she was a Gold Star parent and she is being used as the example for the naming of Liberty, then let's name it after her kid. Let's name it after her family name. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
What was your thought on that? On hearing that?
Yeah. So
on that anecdote, at least. I mean,
it was, just to maybe tell you that Fort Liberty was selected by the leadership. It was not selected by a Gold Star mother. There's a Gold Star mother who championed the idea after it was already selected and promoted. So, I'll just say this, and I don't want to rehash the article. I put the link in there. And
I got it. Yeah, it's going to get
have read it,
and it's going to get posted. I think it was posted. We posted it on the main page, and it's going to get posted on the radio. Anyway.
You posted on the main page.
Yeah.
I got a lot of feedback, surprising amount, and it was all positive. I got today from an active 2-star general. Joe, I read your editorial about renaming Fort Bragg. Very powerful. Active 2-star general who's commanding something in the Army right now. So look, there's people who felt strongly about it. I felt strongly about it. I put it out there, and that's that. People can read the article.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to drop off so you can go back to reading va.gov.
Dick. No, I'm not. I mean, you want to keep talking? We can keep talking it. Because the next thing I was going to talk about was matter of fact, fuck it, you're staying on. Now you're hanging out. I don't give a shit what you say. You're hanging out. And we can go back and forth, whatever. Because you heard my spiel about Fort Cavazos having their DFAC issue. And I don't understand how we were able to move mountains. Maybe it's because it's the mentality that I had being at the most rapid deployable installation on the planet that has 18 hours wheels up any place in the world. Yeah. And our battle rhythm, DRB status, GRF status, global response force stuff. It's just been ingrained in us. How do we fuck up DFACs? How is it that we fuck up something so simple as a DFAC? What's your take on that?
I don't know. I don't know this story. What's the? I mean, here we go with that. Yeah. Oh wow, it is. Okay, I'm just googling it now. It's okay. So Steve Bannon, I think you mentioned this. Steve Bannon, he's been cranking out some important stories.
Yeah, he's been throwing out some good stories.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how this could happen. Obviously, man, it is getting some media attention. Yeah. So good for you to. Wow, it's on the Fox News main page.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is that we put it out, and we're asking like, hey, what the fuck's going on? Blah, blah, blah. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Name. And so, so I'm like, what's the deal? Somebody says, do you think how much more money we would be spending if we were deployed to support Ukraine's war or still in Afghanistan? Yeah, there you go. There's everyone's throwing their takes in there on the money use.
Yeah. I wouldn't get wrapped around that. There's honestly an endless stream of money for an installation, and it is the money to support weapons, munitions going into Ukraine doesn't touch this money. The two things are not related, and so I wouldn't connect those two at all.
Because that's money that's money that's already appropriated from Congress before it even hits any department. That's the thing. That's a whole different. I mean, that goes a different. That gets allocated differently. Like money goes DoD, state, partner programs, yada yada yada. I mean, I don't want to bore the audience like I just bored you with VA.gov on the piles of money and authorities that we have to do it, specifically with like the ACOTO program, or the State Department program, or the National Support Program. I mean, there's so many fucking pots of money that go out that way. But how do we fuck up DFACs? How is it that we jack up something that's so fucking simple?
Yeah.
What pisses me off is that all these guys that are like retired E9s and retired E8s shit talking how things were back in the day with them, put them in charge, see what happens. If all
it looks like
go ahead.
Yeah. No, it looks like they've got a long statement here from the installation. Is a long statement here from their public affairs team explaining. This is a cook shortage. Frankly, is what they're the way they're describing it.
Well,
so.
I don't understand what happened to our quartermaster corps. Why don't we have the Army quartermaster standing up and saying, "I got this," and then just let the magic happen? I mean, don't we isn't that why we have these specific corps commandants to do that, to sit there and say, okay, I could do that? I mean, it would be like saying, sorry, our radios don't work anymore. You'd be looking at the Army G6 CIO to be like, what the hell's going on? Signal weenies, you know what I mean? Oh, you're fucking. Yeah. I know how you are. What are you typing intently on? Who's sending you DMs?
No. They're taking a beating here.
I know you, man.
I didn't.
Go ahead.
No. All good here. This is why this is my. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I guess a lot of these defects. So a lot of these defects went under contractor control at a certain point. I'm not sure the status on that. That's somebody's telling me here who works on Fort Hood.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, you got people like DMing you right now. We got DMing you right now, huh? As we speak. Oh, okay. Well, they did update it. The leadership did change the schedules and then added. I just put it up before you chimed in. Put up the schedules, the redoing of the schedules and all that. So it's kind of like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they did that, but it shouldn't have taken, like one of our audience members said, it shouldn't have taken the media to have an outcry about it and say, hey, what's wrong with our stuff? You know what I mean? Because then, okay, all right, we're talking about the defects. We want to talk about it right now, I guess. Is somebody trying to do consequence management with you on right now as we speak? So that way we're not.
No. I still look. I'm very loyal to you, but I'm loyal to, other people who.
No. But see, that's the thing about you, us being comms people, or former comms people. Well, I mean,
that's right.
If you're getting the information to get put out, there's no emotion attached to it. If there's an update or something like that, at least we're putting the most updated information out there, with people who wish to speak under the condition of anonymity. You know what I mean? Let's get that detail out so that way the force knows. Because Sergeant's Time is the Army's podcast, I guess you would say, since it is. I mean, come on. I mean, you have been you were the
it is.
You were the first Army leader / PAO to come out, no pun intended, to come out and say, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this. So, I mean, if you're getting everyone's saying, Joe, can you now say ETS? Joe still has some of his attachments, and he feels like he's going to be pissing somebody off if he says something wrong. Joe, tell me how it is.
No, it's no.
There it is.
I just heard it.
I just heard it. I heard your phone.
No. Bro, come on, brother. I was telling you how it is when I was an active duty lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, and you didn't know who I was.
Well, I mean,
exactly. And you didn't know who I was. You were like, I hope I can trust you. I'm like, yeah, you can,
I'm the guy who tells you how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like, part of this, I don't know what I don't know, but part of this has to do with the recruiting shortfalls, the retention shortfalls. I think that maybe that's having an impact on this. And so, that's an Army-wide problem.
Of course.
Maybe
of course.
not necessarily. Yeah.
That I totally believe, because it is a fact. You have a lot of you have, I mean, it's almost like we expanded a lot, and then because of the GWAT, and now that the GWAT is done, that expansion needs, and people don't want to say this, that expansion needs to come back in. It's happened every, name your war, name your conflict, or what do you want to call it. We've had that. We've had expansion of numbers every time, and then now, and it's now it's not. I'm sorry, it's got to come down. We're not deploying as much as we are, unless we're going to JRTC or NTC, because that's my biggest bane, right? My biggest point of contention is that we're killing ourselves doing CTC rotations just to fill white space up, and we're making it. It's almost like our up tempo should have increased. To me, once the war was done, we should have said, okay, now it's time to take a breather. All right, now what's next? Okay, what do we got? Hey, let's look at the barracks. Okay, everyone in the Army should be it's almost like reestablishing when you do retrograde operations, or when you're pulling back and your reconstitution. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we always talk about, LISCO and large scale combat operations. I'm sorry, I should say that. I didn't mean to throw that thing there, because some individuals don't know what that means yet. And dude, just kind of like we should focus our inward instead of going outward to want to do more. Oh, now we don't have to go to Afghanistan. Now we don't have to go to Iraq. Let's see what other shit we can do. And then it seemed like it ramped it up. We should have just slowed down. We should have just sent our soldiers to school. There's fellowships that are probably not getting paid right now, that are probably going away because we don't send our soldiers to go do them. Now, during the war, I didn't know. If you were on the Army Marksmanship Unit, if you were on any of the celebratory, the Army, how do I say this? The Army, what is that? The Olympic, what was that? What was that? Army sportsmanship, whatever.
Like there were a number of those. The sports, the marksmanship competition, and then of course the culinary.
The culinary stuff.
The Sullivan Cup.
Yeah, the Sullivan. All that shit. All these during the war. Hey, you're supposed to be using those skills. The reason, and it's always funny to hear about the reason why those competitions were being held. Well, the reason why is to prepare our forces and our crew members to do this, because in the heat of battle, bitch, you've not deployed. I mean, it's funny to see an Army marksmanship guy tell me, well, Army marksmanship, and then you look at their right sleeve and you're like, you didn't go anywhere. I mean, beauty pageants. Warrior Army stuff, fucking, what was that? BCAP, the Army best Army cap, the Army athletes. That should have been gone too. We should have sent, because then it became like an incentive not to go. I had a kid who was a fucking member of the Old Guard, and the reason why he got out of the Old Guard and went to PSYOP, there's a few Old Guard guys, so it's a small pool, so I can say this. The reason why he went PSYOP was because he saw himself on a patch chart to go, and he didn't want to go on a fucking 12-month deployment to Iraq. Well, he went to PSYOP and ended up going to Afghanistan anyways. So it's not like, dude, to me, it just seemed like it was an excuse to not do it. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It seemed like welfare-like. I don't know. It just seemed like if we're in an institution where, I mean, goddamn it, look at the background I got. We're camouflaged, man. We got a camouflage backdrop. Our job, as much as people don't like to say it or or like to tiptoe around it, is ending the life of the enemy. That's it. There's no professional way of saying it. You're going to go and you're trained to kill somebody. That's it. That's your mission end state. And I just like ranting because I lost some friends, not like KIAs, but like good friends that we used to hang out. And then I said we should have disbanded or collapsed the Army Marksmanship Unit and sent those awesome skills to small arms master gunners for their respective divisions and go have it. All those teams, with the exception of the Golden Knights, of course, because those are different. That's a different recruitment thing, and it's hard to get in there. I mean, some of those military exhibition teams, it's hard to get into, and then once you're in there, you belong to that command. And I kind of see that during wartime, you kind of need those recruitment stuff. But dude, it just blew me away that guys and gals would get so upset with me and said that I was fucked up for saying that they shouldn't go to a fellowship, or they shouldn't go to the Army Marksmanship, or they shouldn't do the warrior Olympic stuff, like being part of Olympic teams, or doing beauty pageants, or doing fucking weightlifting competitions. You know what I mean? I just like, dude, that after we got back from all that shit, then yes, that's cool. That's cool. That after that, let's have fun. That's what it was all about. That's the peace dividend that our force deserved. What say you?
Yeah, I never understood the value of that. Right. I agree with you. I think just two things. I do gotta walk my dog here.
Yeah,
but,
go for it. Okay, go ahead. Last thing. Go ahead. Last word. Go ahead.
You know, last two things. I never understood the value for the Army of that world-class athlete program.
Yeah.
It was like I think they were in Fort Carson, Colorado, or near
so.
Fort Carson.
I think so. Yeah.
Which is probably a pretty fantastic place to be stationed. You're fenced off from any military training.
Well, yeah,
deployments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oscar Lopez says, hold on, the military had beauty pageants? No, the military allowed some soldiers to go to beauty pageants. And if they started winning, then it became a good thing because then that soldier used that as an excuse. I'm telling you what, it has been proof positive, and now there's probably individuals in your organization after the last 20 years said that, there was a soldier who just wanted to do beauty pageants, and because she was winning, they're like, at that point, what were you in the fucking Army for? Get out and go do beauty pageants. Don't go out and waste a slot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, here's what I should take. This guy, Phil Leach, I think we need to have him on the show. He has a lot to say. I'm going to drop off. I want to come back in 2 weeks.
Oh, for part 2 of our series, right? We have part 2.
Part two.
Part 2.
It's going to get weird.
I can't wait.
It's going to get real. But look, I wish WTF Nation the best. I wish you the best. And let's reconnect here in 2 weeks, brother.
All right, man. Definitely. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah, take it easy.
We'll see you.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
So, there we go. So, man, former guest Joe Bacino, he's going to come back for part 2 of his story of what happened to him. He's going to drop names. Can't wait. So that's the question, Oscar. Right now, see, there's a time, and there was individuals, and I don't want to say like, because look, I was a member of the E4 Mafia. I had held that shield of distinction, the sham shield of distinction. I know what it's like to sham out. It just seemed like it was too convenient when there was a rotation of a deployment. It just seemed like it was too convenient that individuals were doing the world-class Army program or trying to sign up for the Army Marksmanship Unit. Or all of a sudden they would do a beauty pageant, and then the next thing would go. And then when you brought it up, you were looked at, you're an asshole. You're an asshole for thinking about like that. You should let soldiers go do this shit. No, I need a soldier that needs to go in this fucking, on this manning list, this roster, to deploy. That's to me, like, again, now we have this peace dividend, right? Now we have this time of, we are no longer deploying to Afghanistan or Iraq. Most of our forces that are out deployed in Syria, specifically for Operation Inherent Resolve, are mostly SOF anyways. Go armysoft.com if you want to still go Army stuff. Go do Army stuff. But it blows me away when I got looked like I was the one that was wrong when I said, no, you need to deploy. You're part of us. But I wanted to go to the Army Marksmanship Unit. I wanted to go do the world-class Army program. I got this beauty pageant I want to do. I wanted to go to the Hashi station to pick up power converters. No, dude. No. Hashi? I can't remember. I'm sucking on my Star Wars lately. But yeah, it doesn't, to me, so that's what it was. Soldiers were actually let to go do this towards the end of the GWAT, towards the end of Afghanistan. It just seemed like individuals were really, and what really tripped me out is that there was individuals within the reserve community. There were soldiers that were chomping at the bit that haven't deployed yet to go, but because they were good at what they did with their units, they didn't let them go. It did sound like it was a choice, huh? Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about towards the end of the GWAT, not to the surge, not during the surge. Not during the surge. I'm just talking about to like the last 4 or 5 years. There were individuals that were like, hey, we still got to go. We still got to go. No, but what about this and all that? Well, okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, it just, to me, no. Now, Now that we don't have Infinity War anymore, shit, let's do them fellowships. Let those soldiers compete in the world-class Army program. Let them go to beauty pageants. Let them fucking go get them fellowships. Let them relax, be with their fucking families. Train, of course, but don't just fill up white space. Don't start volunteering your organizations for tea. I'll be honest with you, I think we should shut all those things down anyways. That's just me. It's become a cottage industry of, if you've ever been a JRTC, NTC, or JMRC, I would say the most realistic of all of them is probably JMRC, because it's overseas in Hohenfels, Germany. And the reason why I say it's more realistic is because some units that they're in the reserve component have to treat it like a deployment. They have to load up their Strat Air. They have to load up their vehicles. They have to do everything like that, like as if they're really deploying. And to me, that's more of an exercise as opposed to going down to the railhead, loading up all your vehicles on a railroad car, and the next thing you know, you have Alex Jones going, "Here we have more. We got more fucking Jade Helm and shit like that." You know, that's bullshit, because that leads all the fucking QAnon wackos thinking that we're doing something when we're just shipping our trucks and tanks and stuff like that. Whoa, what we got? Whoa, hey, none of that in here. I like you, my friend Kaganga. Sorry, you're gonna have to talk to my wives about this. You're gonna have to talk to my Atropia is not a farce. Atropia, Krasnovia. What was that? Atropia. What was the other one? Pineland. Yeah, exactly. You gotta talk to my wives and girlfriends there, Kaganga, when you say that. They might be watching in the chats right now. Then of course you got, exes and all that stuff, so you got to be careful. Denovia, yeah, exactly that. The Denovians, exactly that. I don't know. I'm just thinking that it's now that we're done, we should just okay, slow down. Why is our op tempo more than what it was during the GWAT? And whatever happened to this dwell policy that we had? For every 1 day you were deployed, 2 days you had 2 days off. Well, what happened with that? Or month or whatever. 1 month deployed, 2 months home. Whatever happened to that bullshit? Did we just decide, pew, we're done with that? Freedom for Atropia, exactly that. Freedom for Atropia and long live Pineland. I mean, I should say be careful how I say that, because some of the nerds that are out there are probably going to be thinking it's some sort of coded message or some shit. So today also, just in other joint news within the force, since Joe Pacino came in and crashed the party. Today was a Sergeant Major of the Army's Sergeant Major of the Army. I take that back. Ooh, I should have even said that. Let me rewind that phrase so that way it just doesn't sound totally fucked up. Today, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major Carlos A. Ruiz. I'm missing you, my man, dude. Kanganga, man, that's so hard, bro. Let me look at your fucking profile before you start throwing all these names at me and shit. Yeah, you can't be throwing that stuff at me. You guys see all that stuff? Ban, bot. It went to King Faisal Islamic. Yeah, you can't be doing that stuff at me, man. I understand. I think it might be a translation issue too. Because we have our translation thing on, so it might be looking definitely Navy. Yeah. So today, Sergeant Major Carlos Ruiz assumed duties and responsibilities of the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps today, taking it from Sergeant Major Troy E. Black. So we now have a new Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, and we also have a new Sergeant Major of the Army. Whoop, whoop. That's what we're talking about, with a soft background behind the fence. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about beards. Don't start asking me beards. When is he coming on? I don't know. I have to get with their public affairs or his I'll have to get with his yeah, that motherfucker ain't real. You're talking about that woman? I heard. Oh yeah, they finally revealed her name. But yeah, we got a new Sergeant Major of the Army. So Mike Weimer, Weimer. I don't want to fuck up his name, his pronunciation. So he's now the 17th Sergeant Major of the Army with a special operations background, and so now we got a new one. Got a new one. So now we got two new sergeants major, a sergeant major of the Marine Corps and sergeant major of the Army. And they changed out for August. So there we go. I think that's it. I think, man, holy shit, it's almost time to fucking, I gotta do housekeeping. Let me see what's on the calendar. Let me go on calendar now. That motherfucker ain't real. I know. Have you seen her yet? Have you seen what she looked like? Have you guys seen her? Okay, there you go. You're in Uganda. Okay, there you go. That's what it is. Okay, sorry. I knew there was a translation issue, Kaganga, so I didn't want to mess it up because I knew there was a translation issue in the translation, and you know, Facebook doesn't do a really good translation. So you're watching us. So right now we are live in Uganda as well. That's what I'm talking about. And you're very happy. Well, we're happy to have you as a guest. We're happy to see you inside the chats, hanging out. You're hanging out right now, looking around with the with veterans and all that stuff. So I can't wait to see how embarrassed soldiers at the Soldier Month boards within the sergeant major. Why would you say that, Daniel? Getting his name wrong? You think soldiers would get his name wrong? I don't know. You think so? I don't know. Let's do housekeeping, man. Let me grab the calendar. Now, supposedly, yeah, it's a real exactly. You guys are right. So this is Sergeant's Time. Let me pull up my my graphic. We didn't have any guests today, so not having a guest really didn't kind of whatever. Today's Sergeant's Time. Tomorrow we have a bye week for Friday Night Freedom with Kaz and Pookie, so there will not be a show. Wait, yeah, we don't. We don't have a show. Just double checking. I'm looking at the calendar right now. And of course, we have Saturday's a day off. In discussion of having a Saturday show as well, getting that set up. That's going to be a new event. Yeah, exactly that. I'd forget too. So we're working on a Saturday show. It's going to be more of a behavioral health type show and discussion. So it'll be pretty good. That's the theme we're going for. And then we have Sunday, the sports bar. Now that King Smith and the actual King Smith and the coach have their comms working good, they're going to be on Sunday, and of course the Monday edition with moi and Massey. Myself and Massey are going to be there, and then I'll be crap. Josiah, what can I say? But except yikes. Exactly. I know what you guys are thinking. There's gonna be a pronounced instead of Weimer, they're gonna put an N in there and call it Weiner or Wiener, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that I'm already thinking like it's E4. That's what you're saying. Fucking up the name. Is that what it is? You guys are fucking. I knew it. That's what you guys were talking about. Don't beat around the bush. Put it in the chat. Say it with your face. And anyway, tomorrow's a bye week. Saturday's a day off. Sunday is the sports bar. Monday edition with myself and Massey. And of course, Pop Culture Warrior is back. And then he has director Jesse V. Johnson coming on next week. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And then we have Jack Hill, the TikTok creator, Uncle Copper and Copperhead 347. Active duty soldier Jack Hill will be on the smoke pit to talk to TZ and Radar. Whoop, whoop. I'm looking at my calendar right now for Sergeant's Time, like possibles, and holy shit, it looks like it's gonna get busy for Sergeant's Time and the Monday edition. So I gotta get on the stick. And then of course after that, the following week is, and this is I'm just reading off next week's calendar, is a Friday Night Freedom. So anything else you guys got? Anything? I'm trying to read everything's good. Make sure you share, like, and follow all of our platforms. I know Sergeant's Time, unless we have a guest or unless we're just talking about general stuff. You'll have a guest crash it like Joe Pacino did, and talk a lot of crap about reading the VA stuff. But in all seriousness, though, make sure you file your PACT Act claim no later than the 14th, which is a Monday of August. You would never mispronounce Sergeant Major's the Army's name. Yeah, exactly. See, I know. See exactly that, Daniel. I was thinking just like that. I was a Joe too At one time, I was a Joe. Make sure you share, like, and follow all of our socials, depending on what you want to hear. If you want to hear us on our new channel on Kick, Sergeant's Time, Each show has their own kick channel. Each show, no. You can't be dropping no WhatsApp, Kaganga. No, that's not how it works, man. Because then you think you're sus. Nope. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to hide that comment because you cannot be dropping no WhatsApp numbers in there. What's up, that dude? Come on, man. You can't WhatsApp me, bro. Can't do that. Nah, can't do that. At any rate, follow each channel. Follow each show on the Kick channel. So Sergeant's Time has its own Kick channel. Friday Night Freedom has its own Kick channel. The Sports Bar has its own Kick channel. The Monday Edition has its own Kick channel. Pop Culture Warrior has its own Kick channel. And then the Smoke Pit has its own Kick channel. Share, like, and follow on all the other socials. We are on Twitter. That's where all the drama's happening. If you want drama and you want to get embroiled in drama point to point, go to Twitter. You'll get it. You just say something. Somebody will be pissed off about it. It won't be. You can say something on Facebook, nobody will really say shit. You say something on Twitter, though, woo-wee, you're hurting feelings. Conspiracy theories abound. That's funny as shit. 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and of course at WTF Nation Radio on YouTube. If you want to get the more quick response time with no lag or no delay, because in some channels it's a little bit of a delay, and some channels it's almost direct. I'm sorry, it's not Twitter anymore. It's called X. You don't look happy. He's been using brand X. But with new and improved Elon products, I get a grin again and again. Whatever happened to that LARPing? Just an update. That little exchange expanded my account from 8,500 followers to now I think I'm close to almost 13,000 followers because of all that drama. And if you subscribe at that account, you might get some Elon bucks because he wants you to be the creator and a shit starter and he wants you to have engagement. So get a Twitter account. Get on there and shoot the shit. Subscribe. You might get some Elon bucks. Just say something that obviously you got to be careful because if you're in the active duty army or whatever, you can't be saying some shit. Your leaders are on there too. And they have some hot takes. And there's some takes that you'd be like, wow, my commander or first sergeant doesn't say that in formation. How come they say it all here on Twitter and I get busted for posting something on the WTF Nation? Why do you have a subscription to X? I'm serious, man. I was not thinking at all. I didn't even think my account was going to get big until that drama happened on over the weekend. And it's still happening. And so I'm like, every time somebody will say something, they want to highlight what you say, or they want to pick a fight with you, you're going to get your shit highlighted. And the next thing you know, fuck, man, I got almost 100 million impressions. I'm like, God damn. All right, I guess I'm going to subscribe me some Elon bucks. Do it. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, exactly that, Oscar. Tell your wife, hey, man, that's some extra that's some extra money. You get some extra cheddar, man, if you're good. If you don't say that, if you're not stupid on Twitter and people like to hear what you got to say, you got any content you want to put out? Shit, dude, it's good stuff. So that's why you should get a subscription to X. Again, I was going to get it until, recent events, and the next thing I'm like, holy shit, this is pretty good stuff. I like it. I might go purchase some freedom devices with any of the money that it may make. As a matter of fact, they call that. It'll be kind of like a freedom device fund or something like that. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I know there's no guest. That's kind of slow. And, we had Joe Bacino jump in. I don't know. I might. As a matter of fact, I'll say that right now. If you were a former guest and you were on Sergeant's Time before and you wanted to shoot the shit with me on Sergeant's Time, and all of a sudden you say, hey, I got the link. Let me pop in. Just let me know. Just pop it in the chats and say, hey, I'm in the green room. We'll see what you got. We'll see what we're going to talk about. The same thing with the Monday edition too, because I also do the Monday edition. If you're a Monday edition guest and you wanted to shoot the shit, you got your link. Come jump right in. And we can get a discussion. But I got Massey with me too, so I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. But at any rate, make sure you say like and follow all the socials. And I think that's I'm gonna close it up, man. I got this new Modelo. There's a new Modelo. If you get a 12 pack of Modelo, they have the Modelo Chilada variety pack. Oscar, you know what I'm talking about, right? The chiladas. Oh, dude. Woo. I picked up a tall boy chilada. Tall boys out, the tall beers, tall beer, tall. And the chilada, man, I had the mango. Holy shit. That was good. Oh, man. I was like, you know what? Get some gas, get a lottery ticket. Yeah, the mango. Yeah, exactly that, man. Oh my God. And those two tall ones, man, I can't even drink. I was like, Phew, I was just chugging that thing, but man, Tecate needs to up their game, man, because I'm a big Tecate drinker, and I make, at home I make Tecate de casa, and so if Tecate did that too, man, oh man, if Tecate made that, they would be, they'd beat out Bud Light. Modelo beat out Bud Light as the number one selling beer. That's what I'm talking about. Orale. It's all right. I didn't mean to go Raza on everybody. I saw my hat back there and I had to represent. I got my Serape, Serape fucking hoodie back there. So anyhow, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Share, like, and follow all the socials. And make sure you tune in to, the next show is going to be the sports bar. But don't forget tomorrow, go on US Army W2 Moments, where we also share our friends from the Rockies out in Colorado. They're from the Ashes Radio. My man Seth and my man Rob out there doing the right thing. And also, I think we're going to have some other veteran groups that are going to join us too from that area. So I'm excited. So y'all have a good night and shouts. See ya. Hey, thanks, David. Appreciate it. Sorry, I thought I was muted. Thanks, man. You guys take it easy. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, too.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.